Good day, Internet people! Lena here, and today I'll be bringing you a, not that card, but definitely a Magus deck profile. Let's get straight into it and not hang about. So my starting Vanguard is Semi-Lunar Magus, who is amazing. Her ability as a starter is from the Vanguard. Put it into your soul when this unit boosts. If you have a Vanguard with Magus and its card name, declare a card name and reveal the top card of your deck. And if you guess correctly, you may put this into the soul and draw 2 cards. What's cool about this is that you can guess the top card of the deck, and then you don't actually have to put it into the soul. It's a you may, so you can just leave it there. And quite funny on turn 2 if you've got Stellar Magus on the Vanguard, because then you can keep the starter around for when you need it, and just let Stellar Magus do the card draw for you. So really good starter. Triggers, you can be a bit more, you can be as flexible as you like with this one, but I've gone for 4 Psychic Birds because put it in the soul and draw a card. Why the hell not? If you're going to be running crits, then I would very strongly suggest that you go for Paisley Magus, because she's basically Battle Sister Cocoa, but in a trigger form. So when she's placed on the rear guard, if you've got a Magus Vanguard, look at the top card of the deck and put it on the top or bottom of the deck, and it's likely to stay on the top because you're a Magus player and you want to know the top card of your deck. Really useful if you have no other way to check the top card of your deck and you haven't got a stride going. Once you have got a stride going, what I like to do is run Nebula Witch No, because a recyclable trigger is always good. So GB1, Soul Blast 1 at the end of the battle that this unit boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and return it to the deck and shuffle. Really good. Gets the more unexpected number of attacks out just when you want it to. So I really like that as an option. You can run more crits, you can run draw triggers if you want. I found that running the stand is pretty good, so I've gone with that one. And of course, your pick of whichever Magus is a heal that you would like. I've got Lozenge here, so recyclable heals as well. Having half the trigger lineup be recyclable is hilarious. Moving on to the grey ones, I've gone for a playset of Tetra Magus, purely because Magus, also because it can perf rear guards. You're not too counterblast intensive in this deck, so the unflip is not as important as needed. So I've gone for that one. A really good grey one here, Crescent Magus. Only a 6k, but when it boosts an Oracle, this one's actually quite nice because you can use it in whichever Oracle deck you like. But if you've got an Oracle Vanguard, you guess the top card of the deck correctly, this becomes a 9k booster, and you can use this to set up pretty disgusting plays, like hitting for making certain other rear guards hit like 21 and 23, and also setting up things like Stellar Magus or your grade 3s. So really good. I've gone for this card because of the possibility of not having an opportunity to check the top card of the deck in any other way. But you can. I've gone for Circle Magus here, so she just checks the top card of the deck when she's placed and puts it back on the top. I've seen people who've gone for the drop for stride. You're more than welcome to do that as well. That's a perfectly fine play. But if you're going to go for that, then it has to be as a 4-of because of the way that the Magus deck works. So I've gone for Circle Magus, but again, you can kind of leave this to be a drop for stride if you wish. So that's that one. The last of the grey ones is 2 copies of Octagon Magus, because a bit of extra guarding is never ever a bad thing. So when it's placed on the Guardian Circle, if you've got a Magus Vanguard, guess the top card of the deck, and if you guess correctly, this becomes a 15k shield rather than just a 5. As very well demonstrated by Misaki in that one episode of the anime. So, wonderful card, and that's my grade 1 tech choice. Moving on to the grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Rhombus Magus, and this is where the extra power starts to come into play. When she attacks, if you've got a Magus Vanguard, if you guess the top card of the deck correctly, this becomes 14k, but only when it attacks the Vanguard, so very important. So you can have this with Crescent Magus behind it, and if you guess correctly with Crescent Magus, then you've got a very nice 23k column to really make your opponent's cross rides cry. Very nice. So good one there. This one, ideally, I would have this as a 4-of, but I've only got 3, so 3 will have to do, but this is Stellar Magus. Wonderful card that works on the Vanguard and Rearguard, so counterblast 1 when it attacks the Vanguard. you can get, and you guess if you guess the top card of the deck correctly, you get to put that card into your hand. And if you guess incorrectly, then you can just unflip a damage, which is hilarious. And it says choose a card from your damage zone. It doesn't actually have to be the card you flipped over to pay for its cost either. You could theoretically counterblast one by flipping a perf, and unflip something else if you guessed wrong. Go figure. But still, you're more than likely to get her effect off because card draw. So this last of the grade 2s is a 4 of, but it should be a 3 of because of the lack of Stellar Magus. But I've gone for Qua Magus. Qua, who is just the 12k Magus hitter. I've seen some people who have used good old Silent Tom here because you can make really gross plays involving it and Crescent Magus and another card that I'll talk about a bit in a bit. But I've gone for the 12k hitter because, well, basically just because it's going to guarantee to hit almost anything that's not a cross-ride. So it's nice just to have something that can hit without having to worry about any other ability. So I've gone for that one. Moving on to the grade 3s, again you have choices. I don't have the other options in mind to hand, but I've gone for Floral Magus, and I know that in that I had people in the comment section of the battle video where I showed this deck off point out to me that her ability isn't act, and yes I did, I just kind of forgot it at the time because I hadn't used the deck for a while. So my bad, more than happy to admit that I was wrong there. It's an activated ability on Limit Break 4. Counterblast 1, and if you guess the top card of the deck correctly, that card will go into your hand and this unit will get +5 until the end of turn, which is really good. Especially if you're short on a booster, because then you can at least still swing for 16. And it has a kind of Amaterasu-ish effect, where if you've got 4 cards or more in your hand, it'll get +2. Not quite +4, but it means that if you, again, if you're against a cross ride, then you can swing for 18 if you guess correctly with the top card of the deck. Really nice. The other thing that was also getting me confused with her ability, I was going to say you can also run Pentagonal Magus if you want to go for the +5 and a crit thing to be more, even more pressuring than usual, but that's again a personal preference. But either way, this should be your backup grade 3, and it's Ring Magus, which is the other new one from GBTO5, because she works on the Vanguard and Rearguard, counter +1. When it attacks the Vanguard, and you've got a Magus Vanguard, if you guess the top card of the deck correctly, it goes into your hand and each unit gets +3, so it becomes a 14. So with a 7k booster, again you're hitting 21, really good. And of course, card draw for days, because why not? So that's that one. Moving on to the strides, I've seen a lot of people run the main stride and this as a backup, so 4 and 4. And this would be the one that if you were going to go for Silent Tom in the deck, then this would be the one that would help you push him over to the 21k with Crescent Magus behind it. So long as you can guess the top card of the deck correctly, but still. So you can go for that one. I've chosen not to, but he's not exactly very expensive, so I may yet still change my mind on that one. We'll see. So as it is, I just go for 2 copies of Kirin, so the on-hit pressure is always good. Because if it hits, look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put one in your hand and the other to the bottom. Nice and standard. You all know what this card does by now. 2 Takamikazuchi, just in case you need the extra card draw if your hand's getting low. Because you can counterblast 2, look at the top 4 and put 2 in your hand and put 2 on the bottom of the deck. Again, the card draw is always good. Nothing wrong with drawing cards. Not in this deck. And of course, the card that just makes the deck so much more disgusting than it has any rights to be. The one who views the planet, Globe Magus. Which is amazing because if you, during your turn, if you have a heart card with Magus in its card name, you can look at the top card of your deck anytime you like during your turn. So of course, do remember that you're going to use that card, use this card's skill before the end of your turn if this is in your hand so that it will work. Unless the top card of the deck that you reveal to yourself is a heal, in which case you might want to just be like, oh no, I can't guard with all of these cards I have in my hand. Oh look, heal. Because you're not a very nice person.
That's me.
I've done it before. Because... So yes, without question, run this card at 4 because it's amazing. Also, it's so pretty. Ooh. Yeah, so that's my version of the Magus deck, and again, I've outlined a few kind of alternatives you can go with on that one. But whichever way you run it, as long as your ability to recall the top card of the deck is good, you'll have a lot of fun with this deck. Do let me know your opinions of it in the comment section below, provide any suggestions for other things I might have missed, and we shall see you in the next video. Squeak. Goodbye, internet people.
Goodbye.